Hi Pisces. Mercury is in retrograde. I'm not going to use that as a very, very basic bitch excuse for my lateness. But that full moon in Taurus was a lot to do with finding your own voice. And I think as interesting a beginning to the month as you may have experienced, things are about to get a lot better. A lot better. Better than they've been in months. Okay, so hold that thought as we go through the horoscope and as we go through the tarot scope. And just bear in mind that Venus, planet of love, planet of money, planet of most of the things people ask about, Queen of Swords. You want me to be straight to the point, you want me to be completely brutally honest, and then you'll get mad at me if I hurt your feelings. But as a Pisces rising, I know the vibe, I understand. Venus in Sagittarius beforehand, it is going to be exiting around the 28th, I believe. But Venus in Sagittarius hasn't been the easiest round for you. It would have been career-wise for sure. But you may have felt a little bit of pressure to, particularly with Jupiter still being in Sagittarius, pressure to make a name for yourself, pressure to be seen, pressure to be accepted, acknowledged, and that should have been coming easier to you, Pisces. But romantically speaking, I think Mercury being in Scorpio in retrograde has been making you feel incredibly insecure. And with your ruler in retrograde, you know, watery retrograde, when planets are retrograding in water signs, I always think it can be a bit of a whirlpool effect. It can really suck you in. And then whenever they go direct, they push you right out and you see the sun again and you're swimming in much calmer waters. But the thing about you being sucked right down to see the darkness, Pisces, is that you realize that you can hold your breath for a very long time. And fish don't do that, but I'm talking about you as a person. As someone who knows that everything is synchronistic, everything is occurring at the time that it needs to occur to. And some things recently may have made you question that, and you may have wondered, what is the timing of my life trying to tell me? And you're about to see, Pisces, 10 of Wands, Queen of Cups, that the very things that have been weighing on you heavy have been making you a much fresher, much better, much more elusive, ethereal, magical, creative version of yourself. If you would only say what needs to be said and what is on your mind, particularly if you're dealing with a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but also in terms of career, maybe you need to be a bit more upfront with the people that are weighing heavy on you and delegating downward. And that's not always comfortable for a Pisces, but you do have to have some sort of exchange with someone whose fiery nature is evaporating you ever so slightly. Be it in business, be it in love. However, we have a lot of cards here. A lot of Pisces, and I'm thinking this is particularly for Pisceans dealing with fire sign personalities in the past. Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups suggest that a lot of Pisces were blindsided by an ending that occurred within the last 5 months. With Neptune being retrograde in your sign, a lot of the things that make you so special, your insight, your intuition, your magic, your compassion, your sensitivity have sort of been dulled by the aspects that Neptune made to Jupiter this year. And it was tough. But it made you very aware of where you've been a little naive, you've been a little idealistic about the sort of Romeo, Lothario characters that just don't fit into your story anymore because they blindside you. And I think for a lot of Pisces it maybe was a fire sign, but I also think it can be the lack of emotional understanding with the people that you've dealt with in the past. And to be honest, Pisces, a lot of November with Scorpio season is quite simply about seeing who you truly, truly are. And with Neptune being direct towards the end of the month, you're going to see things more clearly. And what's beautiful about this is that the energies coming in are lasting. Ace of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Venus moves into Capricorn, the Devil, Knight of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. And a lot of Pisces find the security that they once possibly thought was quite mundane. And a lot of you find it in a person. Possibly an earth sign, but I think it is more to do with the energy of someone who, whatever sign, wants to offer you something concrete. And this can be work as well. You can be dealing with much more stable energies after being in positions where nobody showed their hand, you felt a little bit shortchanged, possibly bullied by those around you. And with your ruler going direct, Pisces, you kind of get this push that you can do better, that you want better, that you will have better. And this wrestle between your head and your heart is not as unclear anymore. You know what you want to do, you will go after it. You may have uncomfortable truths, or you may have a lack of trust regarding a fire sign or a King of Wands personality. There may be a clash there, but you'll know what to do. Some of you with the Five of Cups will be idealistic about it. Venus moving into your 11th house is quite idealistic. But it's also very, very promising. When Jupiter shifts into Capricorn in the second, it's such a wonderful aspect to your sun, because Jupiter being in Sagittarius, well, it does wonderful things for your career in many ways. And it does wonderful things for your reputation and to be seen. People will have been talking about you all year, whether you've liked it or not. Even the Pisces that are the most low-key have had somewhat of a fame attached to them, be it local, be it global. And that's very auspicious. However, when Jupiter moves into Capricorn, which is your 11th house of wish fulfillment, of friendships, of connections, of, you know, it's Aquarian energy. It's very forward thinking, the 11th house. It's quite electric. And to have Venus move in there and it join Jupiter, because Jupiter will follow into Capricorn. And Saturn and Pluto were there too. And that's kind of tough. That's not the easiest planets to have about your wish fulfillment. But what I'm trying to tell you, Pisces, is that when I say things are about to get a lot better, they're about to get pretty incredible. And you run the risk, albeit an enjoyable risk, of being a little bit obsessed with the wish that comes true. And that's good, because we need something that will hold your attention so that you get stuff done. Because let's be honest, Pisces, you're not always the most organized sign. You're not always the most directed sign. You don't always put your intentions forward with the action. You are a dreamer, which means you dream up amazing things. And with the 11th house energy all joining together in Capricorn, I think for you, a lot of wishes are going to come true. And I think for most of you, they're to do with the things that you need, but you didn't necessarily know that you wanted until you have them. Because I think for a lot of you before, maybe the things that you wanted when Jupiter first moved into Sagittarius were possibly quite shallow. Now here we are with something with the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. It's quite stable, quite earthy, quite full of longevity. And longevity is something that Pisces don't necessarily strive for much in this lifetime, because they know, as the 12th house sign, that everything continues, be it in spiritual form, be it in memory. You're so much more connected to the truth of it all, even if you lose it, because you are shifting your magic into people that have their own dreams that don't necessarily include you. So while you give them your magic, you at the end of it don't quite know. I think for a lot of you there was pain and betrayal and hurt. And I think for sure it could have been a fire sign. But perhaps you just simply realized that the places where you hang your hat weren't so right for you. That's what I'm trying to say. And now we're shifting into a time where you will get what you need, and you will then realize it's exactly what you want. If somebody wants to make a commitment to you, Pisces, I think you should do it. I think that you will like where it goes. In fact, I think that even if something appears to be a little bit less than exciting in many ways, but very promising, I think you'd be kind of surprised at how quickly you get obsessed with it. So with your ruler going direct, you're going to see things a lot more clearly. And that new moon in Sagittarius is going to bring you financial opportunities, job opportunities, news about what it is that you want to do, insight into what it is that you want to do, the seeds that you plant this new moon in Sagittarius can really, really grow into something that makes you a lot of money. All you have to do is act. As I say, that's the tricky part. You have the dreams, you have the insight, you have the intuition, you have everything that is required to see the bigger picture, but you just need the right tools. You need to take that step forward. It's pretty good. I think with the Ace of Pentacles, it's always been one of those cards that, for me, I've only ever seen it represent something incredibly worthwhile and fulfilling for who it comes up for. It never looks the most exciting for people. And you see the Ace, and sometimes people think, but I just want it all in my lap. But all you have to do is a little bit of effort, and then we have a 10. A 10. And the Hierophant Pisces means that whatever you're aligning yourself to, in Sagittarian season, the season of the philosopher, is going to be very spiritually fulfilling for you. Particularly if it's to do with an earth sign. But we won't restrict ourselves to a zodiac sign, because we have air signs, we have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, we have fellow water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, the fires are here and the earths are here. Everybody's here, and we'll look into them more in the extended reading, but until then, I will wish you all the best for the rest of November. I apologize so much for the tardiness of this horoscope, but I think that full moon in Taurus is one that you just kind of needed to feel out. Neptune going direct, people's intentions become a lot more clear. And with Mercury going direct on the 20th, the day after Mars, God of War, moves into Scorpio, you would do well to believe that even if you find out that you've been grossly naive about a circumstance, about a person, I don't think it's going to bother you that much. Because there's something a lot more solid about the move into December that you're going to understand why that all went the way it did. So, I love you very much. I will see you in the extended Pisces. Bye.